What's up, guys? It's your man, Donovan Sharp, and welcome to this edition of TSR Live. It is Friday, November 10th, 2017, and tonight I am joined once again by fellow NegroManosphere.com contributor Darron Brown. He can be found on Twitter at I am Darron Brown. That is IAMDARRONBROWN. That's I am Darron Brown. Darron, how you doing, brother?
Hey, what's up, man? I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Good, man. Yeah, we had a great show. We actually had a great show last Friday night, and I remember you telling me, you're like, bro, like I didn't expect to be on for like an hour and a half, this and that and the other. I was like, yeah, man, like you didn't get the memo. You didn't, nah. But it was definitely good having you on, man. The audience loved you. So, like I said last week, if you can, I'd like to make this at least a semi-regular thing. And, because people want to hear what other people have to say, and you obviously know your shit. You guys definitely, Darron recently wrote an article on the Negro Manosphere. It was actually October 15th, called Dating Games Women Play. And when I read it, I immediately knew that you knew what the fuck you were talking about. So that's what I mean. And I think I don't know who reached out to who first, but I reached out to you. Because I knew that you knew what you were talking about. And then, of course, last Friday night, you definitely flexed your red pill and brother pill chop. So it's definitely good to have you on tonight.
Yeah, right on, man. I mean, I like the back and forth because just like you can learn from me, I can learn from you. And you got more years under this than I do, man. So you can definitely give me some kind of like perspective and, basically help me strengthen my game down the road too. So,
absolutely. Absolutely. So you're in Utah, correct? How long do you live there?
8 years.
Oh, wow.
29. I came here when I was 21. So, yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, let me ask you one quick question here before we get to the good stuff. Where did you move from, and why did you decide to move to Utah?
All right. So I'm originally from the Bay Area, and I came to Utah to play sports. I had a cousin who was playing for the football team. I walked on to join him, and I've been out here ever since, man. The cost of living is definitely cheaper, and it's just easier to take care of myself out here in Utah, man. I have opportunities, so I'm here for right now. I'm trying to make my way out of here as soon as possible, man. This is a Mormon state. Don't forget about that. So
sure. No. I completely understand that. So let's get to the heart of the matter here. The last couple of days. I think it was Tuesday and Wednesday, and I roasted two simp ass niggas. The first one was Damon Young, who wrote an article called "Straight Black Men Are the White People of Black People." And then the very next day, I ran up on Cory Alexander Haywood, who wrote an article called 10 Ways That Dating a White Girl Will Open a Black Man's Eyes to Racism. Now, the main reason I addressed those articles is because they were complete and utter bullshit. That's the first thing. The second thing is it's this black on black crime thing, man. It would appear like we catch enough heat from black women as it is, but when we catch heat from brothers for jumping ship and dating white girls and other non-black women, these niggas lose their shit. Why do you think that is?
They just haters, man, because they can't date outside their race. I don't know. We have we're going to have different perspectives because in Utah, there's mostly Africans, so a lot of these Africans, they worship white women, you know what I'm saying? But they're too afraid to even approach them. So if they see me with a white girl, they automatically think, oh, she's just with you because for the big dick. Oh, she's just with you for the sex. She doesn't want to be with you. But I'm like, damn, how many girls did you approach because she had big titties or a big ass? You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, what the fuck?
That's the thing, man. It's like when black girls try to shame us, they say the dumbest shit. She's just using you for the sex. And like seriously, like dude, like I remember when I was down in Vegas, man, like white girl, like every once in a while, white girls would be like, look, Donovan, I have something to admit. I'm like, oh shit, here we go. I got chlamydia or she's pregnant or some old bullshit. And I'm like, all right, what is it? Lay it on me. I'm just using you for sex. And I'm like, and like, what's the problem? The funny thing is they think that we get butt hurt because white girls don't, at least from the onset, white women don't think of us as long-term partners. And again, this is a female mindset. When a female gets with a man, she thinks that it's supposed to be a long-term thing. Like, and they get offended because that's the end game for them. The end game for us is sex. So if a white girl tells us, hey, I'm just in it for the sex, we're like, cool, we're not thinking about marriage and children anyway.
Exactly, man. That's really a feminine way of thinking anyways. You know what I'm saying? When you meet with a girl, you should be think about the experience, just hanging out, having fun, and hooking up. You shouldn't be thinking, okay, this is going to be my wife. This is, be there for the experience, man. Stop tripping and getting too ahead of yourself,
I agree. That's
girls
where
choose that ultimately anyways.
Yeah, listen, this is where a lot of men get tripped up. They put the cart before the horse. And listen, to be fair, as men, the way it should be, we should be dating women that we could see ourselves being with long term and or possibly marrying. Well, the problem is this is 2017 and feminism is in full swing. And when girls these days see that you are trying to move too fast, as they put it, it's a turnoff to them because you're giving away your commitment before they've even earned it. They think to themselves, well, shit, man, this nigga wants me to meet his parents. All I did was suck his dick and fuck him for 2 weeks. Like, I didn't earn that shit. Women know that it's easy for them to give away their pussy. So when a man acts like it's God's greatest gift and he says, yeah, I want you to meet my family, my brothers and my sisters, she instantly loses respect for him because he's moving too fast. He's putting the cart before the horse. Don't think about the wife. Think about the fun.
And honestly, man, I think we have the better end of the deal because, white guys are stereotypically more secure, more safe. But check out, they're dating black guys for the sex. They're dating white guys for the security, the money, the prestige behind it. But behind his back, they're dating a black guy, fucking him. So who's really winning? Especially in America right now with the divorce rates and everything else. It's like, do we lose?
Of course, listen, that's what I'm saying. Like, black girls are, black women try to make it sound like it's a bad thing that we're fucking a married white woman on the side. So let me get this straight. You feel sorry for us. You think it's a bad thing that we're fucking a white girl, no strings attached. I don't have to foot the bill. She goes home to her husband every night. Like, where are we losing? We're winning in this particular scenario. And I'll tell you what, you also made a very good point. White girls date us for the sex. They date us for a lot of other things. But when it comes time to settle down, they're going to marry a white guy. Now, that may or may not change if they start messing with you early on, but we as black men, we are more than comfortable with the fact that a lot of times by white girls, we are seen as little more than a novelty, a short-term fling, and we're okay with that because we know and understand that even though they're white girls, they ain't shit. White girls are a dime a fucking dozen. If one white girl doesn't want to be with us anymore, there's plenty of other white girls out there. Listen, there are more white girls in America than there are black girls. Enjoy the decline.
Exactly, man. I feel you. And also for anybody that's watching this, keep in mind that every white girl that wants to sleep with a black guy isn't just for the sex. And I actually dated a girl that was from the UK. And if you look at like interracial dating in the UK, people actually prefer to date outside their race, including the men. A lot of white guys date black men. White girls come after white guys date black women and black guys, they date white girls. But even if the further west that you go, like in California, I'll be trying to check for Latinas and black women or white women.
Straight up.
And white women they're more likely to approach me in California than Utah. So just keep in mind it changes from state to state.
That's good knowledge there, man. I didn't I wasn't aware that in the UK interracial dating on both ends, black men and white women, and then white men and black women. I didn't realize it was more common out there than here.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's actually, dark-skinned sisters, they'll get criticized more in America for their skin tone. But when they go to the UK, guys are just like all over it. The rapper Eve, the actor Eve, the rapper, she actually settled with a white guy from the UK. So their value is definitely higher in the UK.
All right, well, good for them. Well, listen, if any of y'all black women are watching, if y'all are thinking, man, I'm done with y'all niggers, cool, go to the UK. Go to the UK, you'll get all the white dick you want. Shout out to Excalibur. $5 super chat. He says, keep preaching that red pill message. Also, shout out to Eric P with a $5 super chat. Appreciate the support there, guys. He says, what up, Donovan and Darron? I know Donovan's team is the Eagles, 8-1, hashtag fly Eagles fly. What's your NFL team, Darron?
Fuck, you got me with this question, man. I'm a Niners fan.
Oh,
We suck ass.
Oh,
we suck so bad.
No.
Man.
Oh my God.
We need to trade our we need to trade our owner or something, man. You know, our organization is just it's all over the place right now. You know, so the only thing I can hold on to as a Niners fan is that we got 5 rings.
I'll tell you.
Other than that, we have.
Listen, I'll tell you what. San Francisco, they're trending in the right direction. They just picked up Jimmy Garoppolo, and they're going to be sorry this year, which is a good thing because they're going to have a top 2 or 3 pick, and they already have a quarterback, so they can get a left tackle to protect Garoppolo's blind side. They can get a stud linebacker. They can get a stud. They can get a shutdown corner. So they're in good position, and they have another first round pick. And then 2 more second round picks. So listen, San Fran's on the way, man. So don't don't be depressed, man. You guys are headed in the right direction.
Yeah, right on, man. We'll see what happens with those draft picks. You know, we'll see what we do with them. So
shout out to Felon Bullets. Also shout out to Cool Coley, Master of None. Shout out to you, Excalibur. Donnell, Simply Deep 1985. Listen, the usual suspects are in the house. Truth from Troy. Good to see you in here. Guys, this is going to be an open forum where we are mainly going to talk about this black on black crime with all these black men trying to discourage black men from messing with white girls. But what we are also going to do is rather than me sending out the invites, I'm going to put the Google Hangout link right here in the chat. I'm spamming it out now. If you guys want to get in on the conversation, if you have questions, comments, observations, etc., if you need advice, if you need guidance pertaining to male improvement, such as girls, game, finance, fitness, etc., click on the link, okay? Click on the link I just put in the chat, and you can come on live. Now, understand this, guys. When you first get in, I'm going to mute you, all right? Because there may be others in line, and Darron and I might be talking about something. If you come in and start running off at the mouth before I unmute you or I introduce you, I'm going to boot you. So be mindful of everyone else, and we will all have a good time. Shout out to, give me 1 second here. I just saw another super chat. Shout out to Goku 92 Sun, $3 super chat. Says, what's up? He says, what's up, Donovan? The West Coast is good for us too. Listen, I've always said it. The West Coast is absolutely the best coast. Now, you said, and now you're from San Francisco. Have you ever lived out east, or have you been on the West Coast your entire life?
West Coast my entire life, man. But I interacted with a few people from the East Coast, and honestly, the girls have been pretty cool when they come here to the West, but the guys, ignorant as fuck, man. I actually I box for the university right now, and we got a few guys from like New Jersey and from like Boston, and I actually had to break somebody's nose for saying some wild shit. But you know, from what I hear, the East Coast is like that. Yeah.
What happened? What happened?
No, we were training, man, and dude was like, I can't remember what he said word for word, but he said a racist joke. Then I said something back. I said something back, and it was funnier than what he said. Then he said another joke. Then I said something back that was funnier than he said. Right? So it's like, nah, beat your ass. When we got into the ring,
fucking do it then.
We got to the ring, and dude honestly thought he was about to whoop my ass, but he just he couldn't hit me. I just threw a jab. He walked into the jab and broke his nose. That's just all it was.
Blocking punches with his face.
Yeah, but we're good friends now, man. He always addresses me as boss now, so we're real cool now. You know, break the nose and do that.
Listen, that's the interesting thing, man. Listen, man, I've been in plenty of fights. I've been in plenty of altercations, physical altercations with men, and the funny thing is a lot of times you end up being cool with the guys whose ass you beat or the guy who beat your ass. Like this is just the way men work. If we can't communicate with words, we communicate with fists, and then afterwards you're sitting at the bar. Yo, dude, sorry about your eye. Yeah, man, sorry about your nose. Hey, you know, next round's on me. You guys put aside your differences. Bitches, when they fight, oh no, they're on each other's shit list forever.
Yeah.
There is no coming back from that.
Yeah, I got the same deal, man. Most of my real close friends, we either fist fought or we were talking shit to each other. And now, you know, now we have a certain bond where we can say what we want to say, but we also help each other too. You know, it's weird that it works that way with guys, but that's just how it is, man. Everybody else that I had to like watch my words with, or you know, go the nice guy way with, shit just fell apart down the road. And the same thing happened with women going the nice guy route, you know. So
there you go.
So
that's the way it is. Got our first question here. It's probably not our first question, but the first question I've seen. And I just Dude Watt 212 says, Donovan, how do you find out if a white woman is interested in black guys? I'm gonna let you take that one first there, Darron.
Oh man, the way you find out if a white woman is interested in black guys, the same way you find out if a black woman is interested in you. Now, there's different types of white women. If you want to know if a white girl dresses like she's into hip hop and she has big ass earrings,
boom,
then that's a clear basically point that she likes black guys. So that's fair game. Me, I like to date the like dorky ass looking chicks. So the way you really only know is by speaking to them. Observe for white girls into you that way, and she'll ask you questions. A real clear sign to see if a girl likes you in general, from my personal experience, is you approach her, you talk to her, you ask her for her name, and then walk away. If she stops you and asks for your name, then that's a good sign that she's trying to get to know you. So that's all I got for you, man.
Yeah, listen, you hit the nail on the head with the very first one. You said if she's got like a hip hop motif about her, look, listen, if you walk up on a white girl and she's got the big hoop earrings, bruh, trust me, she's checking for nigga dick, like straight up. Like, listen, you ain't even got to ask. Listen, she can be the preppiest white girl you ever saw. She could be from the Jersey Shore. She could be from the Bay Area. She could be bubblegum like Britney fucking Spears. If she's wearing hoops, trust me, she's into black guys. I think to answer your question, to give my take on it, you can tell white girls are interested because they give you play. And one thing that I've always said is that white girls know one advantage about being black. One of the stereotypes about us, and it's probably true, is that we as black guys, when we talk to white girls, we're trying to fuck. And everybody knows this, including white girls. So if you walk up on a white girl and you start talking to her and she completely shuts you down, well, then you know she's probably not interested in you as a black guy. Of course, you try to overcome the shit test, et cetera, but you know at that point, if she's shutting you down, if she's not advancing the conversation, she's not interested. But if she entertains that conversation, if she is pleasant, if she is looking you in the eye, if you can see that she might be feeling you, then she is absolutely interested because, again, listen, black dudes don't talk to white girls for no reason. We're not going to go up and talk to Heather or Stephanie or Christina just for the sake of it. No, they know we're trying to fuck. So if they start entertaining the conversation, if they reciprocate that conversation, you got that vibe and that jive going back and forth, then yeah, at that point, you know she is probably interested. When you say, you know what, Susie, you seem cool. Here's my phone. Put your number in my phone. We'll hang out, and the rest is history from there.
Yeah. Also, another good sign is if she uses like stereotypical black slang, and it took me a while to catch on to this. And one of my boys is in the frat, and he actually, hinted towards it. But there's some women that I interacted with from like Idaho, and there's no black people in Idaho. But if she's interested in you, she'll start to say like, "Oh, I'm hanging out with my homies," or
right.
Hey, what's up, man? Hey, like shit like that. If she uses any kind of slang, that's a good sign that she's trying to like relate to you. And it could be disrespectful. You just got to check her if it's disrespectful. But that's a clear sign that she likes you.
Absolutely. Listen, my girl is a white girl, and it's funny. She thinks in the beginning she thought she could use the N-word around me because she was a white. I was like, whoa. Just because a nigga's fucking you doesn't mean you can say the word nigga. Like, you can't say that shit. Oh my God, why not? Because I said so. That's why. But yeah, you got to check them on that. And listen, for the record, there are 7 black people in Idaho. Probably 8 when Darron was living there. So if you're in Idaho and a white girl is talking to you, you're one of 7 black people in Idaho. So she probably wants to get them draws. Gentlemen, TSR Live is brought to you by Happy Hippo Herbals, home of the highest quality kratom on the planet. If you're looking for a caffeine energy boost with laser focus and an enhanced mood for hours, look no further than Happy Hippo Kratom. They got over 24 strains available at rock bottom prices, and for a limited time, guys, you can save an additional 25% when you pay with Bitcoins. That includes your shipping, gentlemen. So go to happyhippoherbals.com today and take the first step in increasing your productivity and elevating your mood. That's happyhippoherbals.com. Let's move to Damon Young, the gentleman that I talked about on Tuesday, and his article, "Straight Black Men Are the White People of Black People." And the first thing the first thing I wanted to point out was that it was unbelievable when I saw the article, when O'Shea told me about it, because like black men, dude, we're getting beaten like dogs in the street. We're vilified by the very women who create men like us in the first place, as our colleague Rom Wills pointed out back in March with his piece. Black women complain about the men they create. We endure institutional racism perpetuated by the two most racist groups in America, which of course are white men and black women, and consistently railroaded by the justice system and the law enforcement community. And this nigga's got the balls to suggest that we as black men have some sort of privilege over black women akin to what white people have over black people. And I think to myself, what the fuck are you talking about, bruh? Like what are you doing?
Hey, I'm lost myself, man. I actually took a look at the article, and I'm just like, I haven't gotten completely through it. But is it just to be clear, him by saying that black men, straight black men, are the white people of the black community? Is he saying that black men are trying to do things or considered white by black people, Sanders?
No, what he is saying is that we are privileged. Like what he is saying is that black men are the like white people in America. Obviously, they get treated better. They're the majority, you know, stereotypes and et cetera, et cetera. But what he is saying is that we as black men are the white people of black people, as if to say we get treated better than black women. And and relative to the way black people get treated as opposed to white people, that's the same difference in the way black men get treated as opposed to black women. And I said to myself, dude, you listen, check this out. I'll actually read you an excerpt. He says, quote, and listen, this nigga's so funny. He tries to sound all educated with his problem glasses and his punk ass goatee. He says, it feels counterintuitive to suggest that straight black men as a whole possess any sort of privilege, particularly the type of privilege created for and protected by whiteness. He continues, in America, we are near or at the bottom of every relevant metric determining quality of life. Our arrest and incarceration rates, our likelihood of dying a violent death, our likelihood of graduating high school and attending college, our employment rates, our average net worth, our likelihood of surviving past 70. I could continue, but the point is clear. So Darron, he tells us what we already know, which is that black men, in terms of the frequency with which we're arrested, our incarceration rates, et cetera, he points all this stuff out. But he points this out to me as an obvious setup for the most ridiculous statement that's probably ever been written about black men. And he says this, but assessing our privilege or lack thereof, I know, look, you're already laughing. He says, on these facts, considers only our relationship with whiteness and with America. Intra-racially, however, our relationship to and with black women is not unlike whiteness's relationship to us. In fact, it is eerily similar. So let me get this straight. This dude thinks our dealings with black chicks are the same as our relationship with white people? What the fuck?
Dude is this motherfucker's all over the place, man. What the fuck is he? I don't know. People just need shit to write sometimes, I guess, man. But yeah, if he's trying to assume or put out there that black men, we have some kind of privilege when it comes to white society that black women don't have, then he's fucking delusional, man. I don't understand where he's trying to go with that article, but it's completely false.
Yeah, it again. This is the type of guy. This is the type of simp that he's pandering to black women, which is that's the lowest quality demographic that you can find, because if you're trying to impress anybody, black chicks ain't, they're not going to do shit for you. And listen to this, he indirectly implies that martyrdom is a privilege for black men. Listen to this shit. He says, quote, this is funny as shit. Listen to this. This is some funny shit. He says, quote, we're the one whose beatings and deaths at the hands of the police galvanize the community in a way that the beatings and sexual assaults and deaths that those same police inflict upon black women do not. So what are we supposed to do, Darron? Thank the cops for beating and shooting us? So what are we supposed to do? Say to each other, well, it's good that Darron got shot and killed because now our community is coming together. Listen, this nigga quite literally called the reckless, use of excessive and deadly force against black men from white police officers a fucking privilege, as if it's somehow a good thing for us to get shot and beaten to a pulp by cops, while it's oppressive for the poor defenseless black women who get victimized for not getting the same treatment.
You know what this dude is basically trying to do? He's trying to feed the black woman's ego. You know, the benefit that we have as black men or men in general is that we don't pay attention to what the media says about us. We don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? We walk through life to our own beat. And women, for the most part, they pay attention to what society says the beauty standards are, or what they're supposed to, what they're promised in a relationship. And if they don't get that, they automatically assume that something's wrong with us, not with them. You know, and this dude, Damon, whatever fuck his name is, he basically trying to feed that belief system and to make us look bad at the same time. So
yeah. Listen, I couldn't have said that any better. He's pandering to black women. He's trying to win favors. Dude Watt 212 just points out he's trying to be a white knight. And what he's doing is he's using falsity. He's using a false premise to do it. Just because you say something, just because you write a pithy sounding article about it, doesn't make it true. Like, you have to understand, just because it's on the internet doesn't mean it's true. Like, nigga, get out there and walk around, man. Like, come on, man.
What sucks is that women read this shit. There's a lot of women that are. I mean, look at we're doing a vlog right now for men, red pill men.
Right.
You know, let men know what's out there, what to try to stay away from, how to improve our lives and our relationships. But there are a lot of toxic women who get a lot of bullshit, and the media has been getting bullshit since they're about 5 years old. And articles like this only feed that ego. They don't get the same red pill that we get, you know.
No, they don't. They get the they get the placebo, and unfortunately for them, this is funny. What women think is the truth about black men is obviously it's not true, because their dating relationships, you know, with black men, they're deplorable. You got guys like us who have sworn them off for good because they ain't shit. And on that note, let's move to the next article. Here, okay. This nigga talking about 10 ways that dating a white girl will open a black man's eyes to racism, as if to say that black men like us, we don't know about racism, but if we date a white girl, oh, now we finna know.
Yeah, let's go through each marker, man, and then, you know, see what our
this is some funny shit. Check this out. Number one. Yeah, let's do it. Number one, he says, don't date that white girl. The world will hate you. He continues, dating a white girl will reveal how much of a nigger you actually are to the white people watching. When you enter a room with her, even the most liberal white observer will spend an extra second or two watching the way you interact. It won't seem natural. And plus, viewing mixed race couples and persons draw a much greater psychological response from racist than catching a glimpse of this imagery showcased on a billboard or a magazine. Even if they aren't watching for long periods of time, Darron, you'll experience discomfort like you never have before.
Okay, well, check this out. If you are say you're dating a 10 and she's a white girl, will people hate on you? Yes, people will hate on you. They'll find the best way to insult you. You fucking nigger, you big nose motherfucker, you all this shit. But you'll still get hate from black people as well. But don't think that just because you got a 10 that was a black woman, that your life will be better. Especially if they're in this country. So don't I can't give that statement too much credit, man.
Yeah, the thing is what this guy does is but by talking shit about white girls, he is indirectly pedestalizing and increasing the value of white women. And I said it before, we can talk shit about black women all we want to. There are far less of them than there are white girls, okay? There are more hot white girls in this country than there are ugly black women. So yeah, we might fuck hot white girls and this and that and the other, but those bitches are a dime a dozen. Listen, BGS said on this very show last week, or we all talked about the fact that 9s and 10s, regardless of their race, they are community property. Listen, this is who they are. And I agree with you in that people think, hey man, if I can just get a 10, my life will be good. Nah, bruh. Like it takes more than that. Like bagging the 10, committing to the 10, that's only half the battle. You got to keep her ass in line. It's not all it's cracked up to be all the time.
Yeah, you got to keep checking them, man. That's what people don't understand. When you start a relationship with a woman and she's testing you from the beginning, and then you pass those tests, the tests don't stop. You have to keep checking her ass throughout the relationship, or her fucking attraction to you is gonna drop, man. And eventually she's gonna be sucking somebody else's dick. You ain't gonna know what happened. So
that's what. Listen, she'll be sucking somebody's dick who used to be like who is like you used to be. And here's the thing, man. Check this out. It's funny when he talks about the walking into a room and people staring. This guy expects us to believe that we'd actually be bothered and scared of all the white people looking at us with white girls, because surely, Darron, we showed up to a Klan rally deep in the Mississippi woods, right? Okay, we're not at restaurants. We're not at the mall, okay, where there's zero imminent danger from people who call themselves racist or white supremacists. No, every time we enter the room with a pretty white girl, we're walking right into a KKK meeting, which is obviously why we'd feel discomfort and worry about all the psychological responses from races. Get the fuck out of here with that.
It's funny, man. It's funny that you just said that. Made me think, because I know I actually got into it with a few guys that were in fraternities, because I would hit on one of the hot-ass girls at the gym. And then you can see it, a bunch of dudes just staring at me. They some bitches, though. I mean, those frat guys ain't gonna do shit. They'll look at me, I look at them, they'll look away. You know what I'm saying? But you do get guys, that sometimes, man.
Listen, all frat guys can do is get loud, man. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like honestly, man, go back and drink your Heineken Light and listen to your fucking Three Doors Down. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. Give me a break. Let's move to number 2. This guy, hold on, let me pull this back up here. Okay, so let's move to number 2. He says, don't date that white girl. Her friends will judge you. It says, quote, as the token black guy, her friends will analyze your every move to confirm stereotypes and satisfy personal curiosity. If you behave too much like the typical Negro, it will elicit their judgment. If you fail to exhibit sufficient amounts of blackness, they will respond by asking probing questions about your upbringing. Ooh, watch out. What say you about number 2?
Okay, number 2, man. Check this out. So, say you do hit on a girl, white girl. She has about 6 girlfriends that are white as well. Those girls, they will judge you. But check this out. If you end up hooking up with that girl, I promise you, all 6 of her friends are gonna be trying to suck your dick too. That's just how it goes.
Hey, man, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, man. Listen, check this out. A white girl's friends ain't worried about you. They either want to fuck you or they want to fuck your friends because they want to be like their friend who's fucking you. That's what I'm saying. Like, a white girl is never going to tell her white friend, oh my God, Heather, you shouldn't be fucking Donovan. He's bad for you. And then in the back of her mind, oh my God, I want to suck Donovan's dick. It's like this every single time. And listen, if your game is tight enough, she's not going to worry about what the fuck her friends say anyway.
Yeah, man. You know, it took me a while to catch on to this shit, because it actually, I had an experience before, man, when some white girls, they approached me. I was talking to one of their friends, and then like a group of them approached me, was like, so you fuck white bitches? And then something didn't click off in my head to say, wow, they all trying to fuck. I was like, oh, wow.
So you like white girls? And it's funny, like the way they ask sometimes. I had one girl ask me, so you like white girls? And she asked me like it was a bad thing. And then I said, well, you act like that's a bad thing. Unbelievable.
I don't know, man.
Unbelievable. Shout out to D Dula, $5 super chat. He says, another great show. That nigga sounds like another toe-sucking simp. Yeah, I heard one guy said that Damon Young was gay, and then I found out that he was married. So I don't know. He might be married to a man. I don't know. Listen, I don't care. I don't care what his sexual orientation is. Simp behavior is simp behavior. That's just all there is to it. And listen to this. This guy, Cory Haywood, who wrote this article, worrying about what a female thinks about you, that is female rationale. You should never, ever worry about what a female thinks of you.
Yeah, man. For the next one, let's skip the next one, dude. She wants a D, because we already spoke about that. I want to talk about, so subconsciously, she's afraid of you. From personal experience. Yeah, from personal experience, check this out, man. Girls, white women, they're well aware of their standing in society, and they know that if they call the cops on you, the cops are going to be on your ass. But I actually had a white girl before. We had sex. She had her bruises on her ass and shit. And then she thought it was funny, like during the sex, to like say, "Oh, stop it, please stop." And I would stop. Oh, and then she would look at me and start laughing and shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's not really relevant to this question. But white girls, I can't say they're afraid of you per se, but they're well aware that if you do put your hands on them, it's lights out.
Well, yeah, listen. but listen, here's the thing, man. This is probably valid, but I'm going to tell you why this isn't a bad thing. So between the masculinity, like person for person, man for man, and shout out to Paul Sanabria, $10 super chat. He says, Paulie here, will email you tonight for sure. Keep informing. Oh hell yes, they will judge and will fuck you. I had 4 of my ex's white friends, easy money, easy women. So Paul knows what's going on. Look forward to that email, Paul. But between the masculinity that we as black men bring to the table, you couple that with the stereotype that black men beat up their white girlfriends. Here's the thing, Darron. White girls are never completely certain that their black boyfriends won't cock the fuck out of them if they get out of pocket. Now, just so we're clear, let everyone know that men should not hit women. And the one and only reason men should not hit women is because it is against the law. Men should not hit women because it is against the law. So now, so the disclaimer's out of the way. Let's go ahead and keep it 100. If a woman is not 100% sure that a man wouldn't hit her if she disrespected him in any way, she'll have a healthy respect for him, Darron. Listen, you can call it fear, you can call it being a freak, you can call it whatever you want. One of the many important elements of respect is fear. So if a white girl has a healthy respect for her black boyfriend, you can bet your ass that there's at least an undercurrent of fear in the back of her mind, and it's because she's not 100% sure what he would or wouldn't do if she acted up. And like I said, that's not a bad thing. A woman who stays in line and represents you well in public, that's a good thing. So white girl's fear of black men, whether valid or not, that works in our favor. She's not going to get out of pocket.
I can't disagree with you, man. I actually, my landlord, he rents out rooms, and we actually had a girl just move in, and she's scared to death of me, man. Scared as fuck of me. She leaves her shoes out. I'm like, who the fuck shoes is these? She runs out. I'm so sorry. That's mine. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. She plays her piano. I'm like, hey, it's too early for that shit. She'll stop playing the piano. She's really cautious. But you're right, man. If you have that in your relationship, you don't have to deal with too much bullshit, because girls will test you if they don't hear you, man. If they don't respect you, they'll test you. So yeah, I have to agree with that one.
Yeah, they'd be like, hey, what the fuck is my dick? What the fuck is my dick soft for? Where's that? Oh no, hold on, here I come. I'm gonna come over. Yeah, yeah. She'll be that bitch. Let's go to number 5. Let's go to number 5 here. He says, okay, that was the D. Oh, listen to this. This is funny. She says, don't date that white girl. She's only using you as an experiment. He says, quote, you will likely be the only black person that she interacts with on a regular basis, or one of the small few, hence the term experiment. Now, I'll address this first. So, listen. People would probably say, holy shit, Donovan, you're satisfied. Like, they try to play to our manhood. You're satisfied with being a white girl's experiment? No, you fucking idiot. She's satisfied with being my experiment. Listen, this is how red pill aware black men roll. Cory's trying to tell us again, Darron, that our feelings will be hurt because white girls are using us for sex. We're men. We don't give a shit if a woman uses us for sex. Women care about shit like that. Men don't. Like I said earlier, if a white girl were to tell me, Donovan, I'm using you for sex, I'd be cool. No problem. No problem. So bend over so you can use me again. Fuck out of here.
Man, I had some awesome experiences with dating some white girls, and I don't know if it was experimentation or what, man, but we was fucking all over campus and restrooms on the lawn. We was all over the place, man. So, experimentation isn't necessarily a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? If she wants to try some freaky shit, I'm down for it.
Listen, man, look, dude, here's the thing. We talked about this at the top of the show. We don't get our feelings hurt if a white girl says, look, this is totally just about sex. I'm not going to be like, oh my God, Susan. Oh my goodness, Heather. This is just about sex. I don't know if I can handle it. Nah, bitch. Like, let the good times fucking roll, man. I ain't thinking about wedding bells either. Get the fuck out of here.
Hey, and anybody listening, you better not be a bitch out. Because I had a friend, actually, a girl was using him for sex. White guy. She was using him for sex. And
right.
he was falling in love. And she's like, D, she only wants me for the sex. I just want something more fulfilling.
Oh, my God.
Well, there better not be no fucking bitches on this thing watching this shit.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, don't listen. Don't hit us with this. Don't hit us with this bullshit. Well, it's funny, man. My brother, when I was in Atlanta, my brother was telling me, my youngest brother, he's like, you know what? I have to. And my brother's cool as hell. He's been red pilled. He bought Rollo Tomasi's book, but this was years ago. He said, you know what? I need a woman I can connect with on many different levels. I said, look, bruh. I said the only level I need to connect with my woman on is her sucking my dick and her cooking for me. I don't need some sort of psychological. I don't need any of that. Be a woman. Look good. Cook good. Fuck good. Suck good. That's all I need. I don't need you to be a fucking Rhodes Scholar. I don't want to discuss the works of Leo Tolstoy in bed. Okay? I don't want to have theological conversations with you. I want you to suck my dick. I want you to look good, represent me well in public, and don't get out of pocket. That's it.
Yeah, you don't want a girl like that anyways. You start talking to her, you offend her, and then she doesn't want to fuck you. You know what I'm saying? You don't need that deep relationship, man.
Goku-san says, how can I get Donovan's book? I've actually got a copy of the ebook, Goku. Email me at donovansharprok@gmail.com, and I will send you the Black Man's Revenge, the Black Man's Guide to Dating White Girls and Other Non-Black Women. I do appreciate that $5 super chat. Shout out to Jamaican Peppa, one of the many mods here at TSR Live. Let's move to number 7 here. He goes back to the sex thing, but I want to touch on this because I want to see what you think. He says, don't date that white girl. She'll fuck your brains out, but she won't marry you. He says, quote, after your undefined relationship reaches its inevitable end, as 90% of all black-white couples fail to go the distance, you'll look up several months later or even earlier, depending upon her dating habits, and she'll be in the arms of a white guy, thereby satisfying her subconscious desire to socialize within her own race.
You know, honestly, I don't want to get married anyway, so I really can give a fuck if she doesn't want to see me as a long-term, as marriage material. But I will say, because I'm in Utah, so people get married when they're like 18 here. So the last girl I was actually dating, man, she the reason that relationship fell apart was because her girlfriends. Now she would have stayed with me if I would have made the right moves that she wanted me to make, but I didn't. Her girlfriends were getting married, week after week. And she wanted me to take on a more professional role, but I couldn't do that because I was in school and she wanted me to drop out of school and do some other shit. So, I was, fuck that, you know what I'm saying? But
oh, hell no.
But honestly, I could give a fuck about a girl not seeing me as marriage material because I don't want to get married anyways, so whatever.
Right, that's what I'm saying, man. Listen, and even if you're a black man, even if you're a black man out there who eventually does want to settle down and get married, part of accepting the truth about ourselves as black men is being self-aware, man. Knowing where we are and where we stand in the sexual hierarchy, this is what it takes. Dude, listen, accepting hard and fast truths, regardless of how uncomfortable they may be, no matter how much of a blow they are to our ego. This is what it is. One of those truths, Darron, is that white men are at the top of the sexual food chain. All things being equal, white girls prefer white guys. This is how it is. No, this doesn't mean that white men are more valuable than black men. It doesn't mean that I perceive a white man's value higher than mine. No, it doesn't mean that they're any better or worse than we are. It's just a simple truth. Just like you said, when you factor in all of the elements, socially, employment-wise, future provision, her parents, her friends, all that, white guys are every woman's type, man. This is how it is. And any black man who gets butthurt that white girls aren't thinking about them as marriage material, dude, you're a simp. When you get with a white girl, she's looking to have fun. At some point, she might grow to love you and maybe want to have your kids and settle down. But today is not that day, man. You have to understand that if you're looking for something long-term, and you want to get with a white girl, you're going to have to understand that that's going to take a while, okay? If you're a white guy, she'll probably mention it sooner. But, dude, if you're black, understand you're just a phase, man. Like, that's how it goes. Shout out to Freelance Ronan. $5 super chat. He says, I always say white women need love, too. TSR in full effect. Good to see him in here. So what's your take on that?
On the
marriage thing, yes.
The marriage, I'm not for it, man. I mean, we do know that we mentioned this earlier. We do know that white guys, they have higher status in society, but it also depends on where you come from. Like I said, right. I dated a girl from the UK. I do know in California, the Bay Area, there's plenty of white girls getting with black dudes. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, man, I mean, depending on where you're at, you're not going to be the first. You're not going to be her first option when it comes to marriage, and that's not necessarily a bad thing.
No, hell no, not these days.
I would rather a woman want me for sex than want me because she thinks I'm financially secure. It's better to be with a woman knowing that she's sexually attracted to you and you just fucking, you make her body shake as opposed to just being a wallet. So.
Well, listen, this is why women of all races end up cheating on their husbands. Listen, women don't marry men that they're sexually attracted to. They marry men that that are financially stable. She spends her 20s and half of her 30s fucking every alpha dick she can find. But she knows those alphas or those red pill men, they're not going to settle down. They're going to continue to fuck around. So in the end, when she begins to hit the wall, when her attraction level starts to secede a little bit, she's gonna look for someone to settle down with. Guess what? It's gonna be the average simp ass nigga. It's gonna be the white dude. It's gonna be for financial security. You want to be the alpha fox. You don't want to be the beta bucks.
And it's funny that you mentioned a good point. That relates to everywhere else on this planet, man. Because in America, obviously, white guys have the perceived status, but if you go to some place like in the Middle East, they have the arranged marriages. It works the same way. The father won't arrange his daughter with somebody that doesn't have a sense of status. You go to Africa, you don't own a certain amount of animals or a certain amount of land, then you can't marry that girl. So this is some marriages that's universal around the world when it comes to marriage.
Got a question here from DudeWatt212 again. He says, what type of black guys typically succeed with high quality women of other races? Keyword high quality. So in other words, hot non-black women. I'll let you go first on that, Darron.
Okay. What type of black guys are successful with high quality women, man? So if we're just basing high quality off of looks, is that right?
Yes, high quality women, the woman that's on. Yes, that's what I took it to mean. Yes.
Shit. So what type of black dudes, man? I'm a white girl, but she had problems, man. She ended up being on drugs and shit, years down the road. And I was like, God damn, I didn't see that coming. But okay, let me get a high quality marriage material type of white girl. So if you want to get that type of white girl, you have to be relatable. So get an idea of where she's from. How does she dress? How does her friends act? Do you watch the same shows as her? You listen to the same type of music as she does or whatnot? Do you communicate the same way she does? Because if you're trying to date a high quality white woman, you have to be relatable. It can't just be a sexual deal, and yeah, I know something that helps me is that I play the acoustic guitar a little bit, and girls go crazy for that.
God,
it makes me relatable, Christ. So,
dude,
yeah,
you're a black guy who plays an acoustic guitar. You don't even have to say anything. You just start playing guitar in the middle of the campus and start getting blowjobs right there out in the open. Fucking hell,
exactly.
Man.
Shit like that helps. Also, another thing that helps is she's hot and you have a dog. If you walk around, I was walking around my neighborhood like pit bull. If you have a dog, girls love that shit. So
they're like, oh my God, he's so cute. No, he's a pit bull and he's killed 4 dogs this week. There's nothing cute. Oh, he's so sweet. Doesn't matter.
Exactly, man. So I mean, there's ways to get a high quality women, but I mean, as far as keeping her, you have to study red pill game, man. You have to know how to stand up for yourself because, like you said, hot women have a lot of options, and if you slip up, she's gonna bounce, man. I've been with hot girls, and I fucked up too, and I told myself, okay, she's cute, I should let that slide, or I don't want this to fuck up, so I shouldn't do this. When you with a hot girl, you got to check her all the time.
Listen, when you're with a hot girl of any race, you can't let anything slide, guys. Because here's the thing, and Darron said it. He said it best. Hot girls, regardless of their skin tone, they have options. And if you show yourself to be the type of man who's gonna let her get away with shit, let shit slide, she's not gonna respect you. And if she can't respect you, she can't love you. And if she can't love you, she ain't sticking around. That's how. And you have to understand this. And to answer his question, what type of black guys typically succeed with high quality women of other races, good looking girls? Any kind of black man can do this. You have to have game. You have to be confident. You've got to be in decent shape. You can't be a broke ass nigga, but by the same token, you don't have to be rich either, but you have to have your financial house in order. You have to look like you might be going places. You have to be talented in some kind of way. Snagging high quality non-black women, that's, like I said earlier, that's only half the battle. It's keeping them in line. That's where the real work begins. And so, listen, anybody can talk to 9s and 10s. Anybody can fuck 9s and 10s. It's having the game to keep her around and keep her interested. That's what separates the boys from the men.
Shit, yeah, and I forgot about the fitness part. You're right on the fitness, man. If you're a black guy and you're around white women, you have this big ass biceps, they're gonna look at you, man. And they're gonna have all this shit that pops into their head. I've been always been in shape, but I mean, if you focus on your body, I have noticed guys that focus on their body, they improve their body, and they're
Listen, we've got our first troll in the house. We've got, I think it's Jeremy Ahugone. He said, "Shut the fuck up, please." I don't know who he's talking to. I hope he's talking to us. Jerry, listen, man, if you're listening, I'd love to have you on. And listen, if this is the thing, man, I love dudes like this. All right. And we discussed this. We discussed this before we came on the air. We've got about 5 minutes to go here. No. Leave him alone, freelance. Leave him alone. Leave him alone.
Where is he? What's his name? What's his name?
Is Jeremy Ahugone. I don't know what the fuck it is. It's right above Paul Sanabria. I love dudes who come in here talking all tough, right? Like these are the type of dudes who like to, like I said, they're internet gangsters. They like to be all tough and confrontational and blah, 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 blah. Well, Jerry, I'm going to do you a favor. If you want me to shut the fuck up, why don't you come on and tell me? How about that? You listen, you want the floor, you want attention, I will give you all the attention you need. Click the link below. If you're not, if you don't click that link below in 2 minutes, if you're not on by 6:26 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you got 2 minutes to click that link and be a man at face. If you don't, you're gonna get booted. So Sharp Assist, Charles Merchant, Freelance Ronin, put a time on that nigga. Straight up. All right. If he's not in here in 2 minutes, then boot him out. There we go. And something tells me Jerry's not going to click that link. Listen, fucking internet gangsters never click the link, man. I get trolls on Twitter, Facebook all the time, and I'll argue with them for a little while, but then I say, you know what? I got a show at 5:30. If you feel so strongly about this, let's see how witty you are in real time when you don't have time to think about what you're going to say, when you can't Google some sort of article that you can parrot your answer from so that you can sound witty and pithy and this and that and the other. Let's see what kind of Mary is. Let's see what kind of man this guy is. Yeah, that's what I thought. Let's go to number 8. And this one is interesting because I've actually talked about this before. It says, "Don't date that white girl." And King B says, yes, I do. Listen, I love trolls, man. I really, really, really do. He says, "She doesn't understand your struggle as a black man." He says, quote, "When you approach her with complaints," and I already got an issue with that. He says, "When you approach her with complaints about the racism you experience at work or any place else, she'll initially put forth the effort to create the illusion that she's understanding and symptomatic. Or symptomatic, Jesus fucking Christ, I'm illiterate. Sympathetic. But eventually, your complaining will elicit responses of annoyance and insensitivity. This will lead to her flipping the script and accusing you of being racist and narrow-minded. It is a tactic that white people use whenever they want to avoid answering questions about racism or owning up to the part they play." So right out the bat, the part they play, right? So right off the bat, he's assuming that all white girls are racist, which obviously isn't true. Then he wants to tell us that we are complaining to our women. So again, he's putting these women on a pedestal, and he would have us believe that we're, life isn't fair, this and that. No. We don't complain to white girls about our plight as black men. We might talk about it to get it off of our chest and or explain why we do things a certain way, but we're not complaining because, Darron, complaining is sympathy seeking, and sympathy is something we neither want nor need from white girls.
I'm glad you said that because I was just about to say that, man. I mean, when you should never complain to women in general because it makes you look weak, it makes you look soft, it makes you look like a bitch. And from personal experience, no woman that I've dated, black, Latino, or white, can understand my struggle as a man in general. So I wouldn't go to my woman complain about something like that, anyways. But as far as like dating interracially, I mean, the whole point of dating somebody else, when you're fucking somebody, you're going to get to know them. So you have your belief system challenged, and you can also learn from each other. So I mean, I've always enjoyed that, especially, we have our police brutality things that go on and other shit that goes on in society or whatnot, but you learn different perspectives, and that's something that I actually I value within an interracial relationship.
Yeah, the thing is this. How can I put this? It's one of these deals. It's almost like it's a choice. Okay, listen, I don't want my woman's sympathy. My woman's a white girl. Oh, wait a minute, I heard somebody else in here. Somebody else in here? Oh no, that was you, man. Man. I swear to God, I swear to God. Anyway, I don't want my woman sympathy. I bring shit like this to her attention so she knows why I do what I do. That's it. Okay. Red pill aware black men also know that white girls will never understand our struggle as black men because they're not black, and expecting her to is an exercise in futility. And I've said before, I think in episode 78 or 79, white people don't give a shit about our problems, Darron, nor should they. And this includes white girls we happen to be dating or fucking. We don't need them to fight for us. We don't need them to look out for us. We don't need them to understand shit. We need them to shut the fuck up, get in line, do as they're told, which is exactly what they want to do. And I'll also add this. Burdening your woman with your problems, just like you said, it stresses women out, okay? And a woman who's stressed out is a woman who's not relaxed. And a woman who's not relaxed is a woman who's going to act up. Women act up and shit test you when they're not relaxed, when they don't feel protected, when they feel like they're carrying your burden. We're men, guys. We carry our own burdens. We handle our own shit. And any man who expects his woman to understand his plight and to sympathize for him, that's not a man. And Cory Haywood, again, clearly is not, because he assumes black men are engaging in female behavior by expecting others to care about our problems.
And also, just to add, white people not caring about your problems isn't necessarily a bad thing. Because honestly, I don't give a fuck about white people problems either.
That's what I'm saying. I don't care. That's what I'm saying. I don't care about white people's problems. Get out of here with that. Get the fuck out of here with that, man. Unbelievable.
Yeah, life's not easy for anybody. But if this article is trying to it's stating that it'll be easier to deal with the black woman in a relationship than deal with a white woman, it's completely false. It's false.
Shit. Give me a break, dude. Listen, I'll take white girl problems over black girl problems any day. We're gonna round third and head for home here. Let's see. Which one do I want to address? Let's see. She thinks you're simple-minded. Let's go with number 9. He says, "Don't date that white girl. She thinks you're simple-minded by nature." He says, "Quote: If you happen to lack intelligence or sophistication." Which some might argue would disqualify you from even being eligible to date white women. There will come times when she speaks to you with a condescending tone, as if you know nothing, like she would a young child. In this scenario, her goal, you'll notice, would be to civilize you in a manner that's suitable for her family, friends, and colleagues. It would be her version of transforming a field slave to a house nigga. I'm gonna let you go on that one first.
let me go with that one. Hey, I've never experienced this shit. All the girls that I've dated knew that I was bright and I was about my shit. You know, I can't. What I can say is, as an athlete, women just assumed I was fucking everybody, so they never took me seriously in that regards. But as far as like intelligence, I never had a woman think that was fucking me, feeding me. Thought I was a dumbass too. That's never happened to me.
Listen, check this out. This guy, once again, Darron, this guy's pedestalizing white women, because what he says here is that he assumes that all white women have intelligence and sophistication. And I'm here to tell you that I fucked a shit ton of white girls, and nothing could be further from the truth, guys. White girls, the average white girl is as dumb as a box of fucking rocks. They can tell you every fucking drink on the Starbucks menu and what's going on with every Kardashian, but there is nothing sophisticated or intelligent about the average white girls. And even girls out there who are a little smarter than the average white girl, they're still fucking hood niggas that don't have any intelligence or sophistication. And those hood niggas don't give a shit, okay? Because she doesn't bring him around her friends anyway, so long as she's giving him the pussy.
You know, this white woman on the pedestal. This actually reminds me of O'Shea and Steve the Dean were doing the show, and I actually called in, and they were saying that black guys get with white women that white men don't want, or you know, something along those lines or whatnot. And I was like, something, and I had to call in, man, and that's like, you're right. People act like white women are the cure to cancer. You know what I'm saying? It's like. White women ain't all that, man. And
they ain't shit.
Yeah, and for the record, all the white women that I date are desired by white men as well. You know, so I don't know where the fuck that came from. Bums attract bums. You know, so.
Yeah, listen, man. The thing is this, man, is anybody who says that, and I love the analogy. Like, the white girls that date black dudes are the white girls that white men don't want. Yeah, they wish that were true. That was perpetuated by black women to try to shame us into not fucking with white girls anymore. That's all there is to that. And guess what? Let's go back to what he said in either number 4 or 5. Now, the healthy respect that they have for us is because of that undercurrent of fear, right? Remember what we talked about?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Xanatos Clutch is in the house. I'm going to go ahead and
Xanatos.
Yes, sir. Go ahead and jump on in, brother.
Fellow Utahn.
I'm already in.
Good shit, man. Well, see, here's the thing, and I've got maybe 5 minutes because my girl is taking me out tonight, and she's paying. So if she's paying, I'm playing. But so if a white girl is afraid that a black man's gonna hit her, then why would she have the guts to condescend if she thought she was gonna catch an ass whooping? Like, which is it? Are they afraid of us, or are they trying to talk down to us? Oh, there he is. All right, you're unmuted now, Xanatos. Go ahead. You got it.
Oh, that was for me?
Yeah, that was you, dude.
Oh, yeah. So and can you repeat that question? My bad. I was just zoning out for a second.
No. Listen, what Cory Haywood said is that he wrote an article, and you've heard it. He says, "Don't date that white girl. She thinks you're simple-minded." So basically, he's saying if you date white girls, she's going to talk down to you, because if you happen to lack intelligence or sophistication, then she's going to talk down to you. Well, what he's doing is he's assuming that every white girl has intelligence and sophistication, which obviously is far from the truth.
Okay, we're talking about the airhead American white chick that is stereotyped almost as much as black men. So by the fact that a lot of these guys, including this simp, is pushing white women to be like the be all end all. And in reality, that's what he's doing, for starters.
Yes.
And second, as far as just having white women seeing black men as less than and unsophisticated, look, the white men who go out of their way and go against societal norms to date black men tend to hold black men at a bit higher regard. Henceforth, the less shit tests they give black men versus their own.
That's right. That's exactly right. And I've always said that black men as a whole, we are like, there's the assumed alpha advantage with black men, especially with white girls. White girls know that man for man, physically, game-wise, etc., that we have more perceived masculinity. So when white girls shit test black guys, they're shit testing us as a function of confirmation rather than having to prove ourselves to them. The work is halfway done when you step to a white girl as a black man. So she'll poke and prod just to make sure that you live up to the perceived reputation. But after that, we don't have to prove shit.
Because we prove nothing else in society as is. I mean, the fact of the matter is that we aren't down to Native American levels, considering the fact that what this country has done to blacks historically and even to this day proves masculinity right there.
Listen, I could not agree more. Shout out to Jamaican Peppa, $5 super chat. I definitely appreciate the support. Let's go ahead and knock out number 10 while we've got X on the podcast here with us. Let me pull this up. Number 10, he says, "Don't date that white girl. She will only expose your kids to her culture." He says, quote, "If you procreate with a white partner, she won't be in a position, nor is it likely that she'll be open to the idea of exposing your offspring to black culture more than her own culture. Don't be fooled when she observes all of the accessories decorating your niece's hair and says, 'How creative,' which he says is code for ghetto." What do you say about that, Xanatos?
Look, for starters, what culture does black people have these days? We are in the 1960s where we can look at something and on average be proud of it. The culture we have is one of anti-intellectualism, ghettoism, and outright just gynocentric trash. Anything that is considered masculine in the black sense, in the positive black sense, is shunned down upon mainly by the community. So what culture, for starters? And also, it's not her job to instill black culture into biracial children, whatever biracial children you and the white or non-black spouse may have. It's the black man's job.
Listen, check this out. And here's the thing. Get this, guys. White girls can't teach their black children about black culture because guess what, guys? She ain't black, right? Like, listen, how do you expect a white girl to expose her kid to black culture if she's white? Okay, remember, guys, white people don't care about the plight of black people, but part of the reason for that is that they're not aware of the elements of the black struggle. She might see something on TV, she might see a video or something on the media, but she hasn't walked in our shoes. So we can't expect her to understand what it's like to be a black man in America, much less black culture, and then teach it to our offspring. That doesn't make any sense.
Now, XC made a good point at the end, man. I mean, that is the man's responsibility to teach him about the culture, but not only teach him about the culture, but also teach that child what a real man looks like. And then, unfortunately, in the black community, most black men don't stick around anyways. You know, so I mean, that's really where the heart of it sits at.
Listen, again, Cory's assuming that the only niggas out here banging white girls are simps. Listen, what red pill aware black man in his right mind would allow the white mother of his children to impede their exposure to black culture and manhood? Like we would just roll over and say, that's okay, Stacey. Donovan Jr. doesn't have to watch Insecure. He can watch the Kardashians. Get the fuck out of here with that, man. Get out of here with that. Closing, we're gonna go ahead and close things up. Closing thoughts, Xanatos, on this particular article. I don't know how long you've listened, but your closing thoughts on shit like this.
My closing arguments on this, and apologies for jumping in. I would have jumped in earlier, but I was rushing doing some stuff.
No, I saw your 20-minute timeout, so that's no problem at all. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, no problem. But as far as this is concerned, look, dudes like these are the kind of dudes who can't get with white chicks in general, fine white chicks especially. So in order for Misery Loves Company?
Yeah.
Exactly. In order for him to gain as much people on his side as possible so he could make himself feel better about not being able to score a fine chick outside his race, he basically capes up, and also to cape up the black women, they make articles like this. I'm not surprised that a dude like this, a real beta male simp, will write an article trying to deter black men from dating white women, because it's all part of the plan, the so-called plan that these individuals have on dick policing and cock blocking black men who can actually survive in this world and can actually get some fine, hot, white piece of ass.
What do you say? That's actually, that is 100% accurate. You actually, Xanatos, man, you took my thunder, man. Like I was going to say something similar to that. I'm gonna let you go, Darron, so I can think of something else.
Closing, all I have to say is that I love white women just like the next man, but white women isn't the solution to all your problems. If you don't work on yourself and you don't practice good habits, learn to have standards, have self-respect, you're always going to have issues. And those same issues will not only show up with white women, show up with black women, show up with Asian women. So don't let these shit ass articles like this, deter you from dating white women. And don't think that white women are everything.
Yeah, I would agree with you. And just to piggyback off what Xanatos said, men who write articles like this, they are akin to, like, these men are akin to the lowest rung of MGTOWs, men going their own way. I don't know if you guys are familiar with these guys, but these are the now look. How can I put this? Black Gnostic Speaks. He's a MGTOW, but he's not a low-level MGTOW. He admits that he actually likes girls and he likes pussy, okay? But the lowest level of MGTOWs, these are the guys who talk shit about, oh, you guys out here are hitting on all these women. You guys like pussy. You're a slave to the pussy. Well, the reason why they say that is because they can't get pussy. Niggas like Damon Young and Cory Alexander Haywood, they write articles like this because they were rejected by white women. They want white girls, but they know they can't get white girls. So they write scathing articles to discourage black men from dating white girls because they're oh so bad. Nah, nigga, like you ain't fooling nobody, bruh. You like white girls just as much as the next black man. You just don't have the game to fuck them. So now you're going to hit on us because we've got the game to fuck these bitches. Get the fuck out of here with that, man.
Agreed.
Yeah, basically.
All right, well, that's going to do it for this edition of TSR Live Friday nights with Donovan and Darron. Xanatos, thanks for coming in, man. Listen, man, I dig the shades, dude. Those shades are clean, dude. I like the shades. You guys can listen to TSR Live weekdays at between 5:30 and 6. I usually start between 5:30 and 6. You can follow me on Twitter at Donovan_Sharp. You can follow Darron on Twitter at I am Darron. That's IAMDARRON BROWN. Thanks for stopping in, Xanatos. Appreciate the input there. Darron, hopefully we can do this again sometime soon.
Yeah, I'll see you. next week, man. Hopefully, we'll see.
Let's do it, man. All right, guys, we're out.
Peace.
Take care.